Hello everyone, I'm Lauren and I'm a rising senior at Urban. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my second milestone, which is creating the frame of my mirror and coating the Raspberry Pi to recognize my face. I used 4 pieces of scrap wood to create the back of my frame. With a miter saw, I cut the pieces to the height and width of my mirror. After I glued the pieces together, I let them dry, while I started on the front of the frame. Next, I cut 4 pieces of wood with all of their edges at a 45-degree angle to imitate a picture frame and glued it together. Then I glued the back and front together and let it sit with clamps to hold them in place. A few days later, I used wood putty to fill the cracks of the mirror to create a more uniform look. Later, I spray painted the frame white, layering a thin layer on each side of the frame and waiting a few minutes before putting on the next. My next step is designing the back of the frame to hold the monitor, mirror, camera, and Raspberry Pi in place. To connect the website NanoNets and the Raspberry Pi camera, I created a new file for the Magic Mirror code to run. The import section of the code downloads various libraries the Raspberry Pi can reference. I also made 3 variables to start and stop the mirror when necessary. The last section of code uses the previous functions to constantly check if I'm in the camera's view. I haven't decided what the mirror will do when it sees my mom's face yet, but I hope to put in a photo or a video. After 20 seconds, the mirror will turn off. It also takes about 15 seconds to turn on and recognize my face. Thank you so much for listening to my second milestone, and see you next week.